it would be rude for us not to get some Johnny Nelson hot takes on a certain, few subjects, right? Because
Yeah.
obviously, when do we get the Don on? Number one for me, AJ Usyk II, right?
Oh, damn you, man.
I have to. Now, from my perspective, and I've said this before, AJ's loved, right? And obviously, he's had a little bit of he showed some young men maybe don't speak badly to a 6'6" heavyweight Adonis because it won't go well, which was fine. But from a PR perspective, he beats Usyk this time, right? And never count AJ out. How could you count out the specimen that is him? Do you think the fans will just say, "Well, the geezer's been fighting a war, like bothered"? He was you.
No.
You don't think so?
Let's address them in order. So this little thing that's flying about today with AJ cussing out these students, all of a sudden, social media has made many people very brave.
Very.
To say things that they probably wouldn't say to your face. Look at the guy on the plane the other day with Mike Tyson.
I was about to mention that.
Right. So all of a sudden, this man thinks because it's Mike Tyson, I can say X, Y, Z, and you can't do nothing back. Would you do that normally to somebody if it wasn't Mike Tyson? So therefore, then you say, well, you can't do that. Why can't I do it? I'm still human. I'm responding to what you're doing. You're goading me. You're digging at me. It's the only person. So AJ, what AJ's done is said, yo, you know what? I don't care about that media stuff. I'm still a man. I'm still a person. Yeah. What you're saying to me hurts. Would you say it to a normal 6'6" black guy walking down the street? No. So why are you picking on me? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I get that. So I think, you know what, AJ, go on. Well done. Because people are so brave behind a keyboard, braver than they'd ever would be. I saw a clip with Deontay Wilder going into the gym and putting it on a young guy.
Yeah, Charlie Zelenoff,
yeah. And you know what? And maybe, and he frightened the life out of him. And if he wants to deal with him hard, frightened the life out of him. Mm-hmm. And there's too many people that are so brave behind a keyboard that they think, you know what, I can say this without to me, and that don't run. Unfortunately, you know, the one who get the bad press is AJ. They're trying to give him bad press. You don't get bad press on me because I'm saying, you know what, good on you.
Yeah.
Because that's out of order. Mike Tyson, you ain't getting bad press on me. Good on you. It's basically.
There weren't even any charges pressed, were there?
Yeah.
They just went, no, the geezer's an arsehole.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. You went to court. If a judge was fair, judge would say, well, why were you doing that? Why did you not expect anything back? Because and that's what I'm saying. So in regards to that, good on him. Well done, AJ. In regards to AJ for Usyk, AJ went out and tried to, and let's just look at AJ as a young man. AJ, 18 years old, started boxing. Mm-hmm. He's had to do his career and earn his stripes in the public eye from day dot. What he's achieved is ridiculous. What he's achieved for the little knowledge he knew. We did a show in Eddie's back garden, and AJ said to me, and he's like shadowboxing like he does when he stood there a bit bored, and he said, you know what, I've just learned to slip. And I thought he was joking. Thought, you know what? Yeah. He went slip. You know, when they let shots come on, slip the shots. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Like, what? And I thought, where's the punchline here? And so this guy's learning on the job. And so if you look at what he's achieved and the people he's beat for the little he knows, mm-hmm. he has won the channel. This guy is ridiculous. He should never be able to do that. And so again, when he lost to Ruiz, everybody wrote him off. That's it. He's done his bubbles bust. And I went, no, he ain't done. AJ will come back. I'll get 1,000%. Mm-hmm. I didn't rip my ass out. Everybody's ripped me saying, there's no 1,000%. Don't be stupid. I said, trust me. This boy, he's a thinker. He's a thinking, all right, I did it wrong this way. If there's a way to beat a man, if he gets it wrong the first time, he won't get it wrong the second time. I personally think he has the beating of Usyk, but this is a tough ask. Because Usyk, I saw Usyk in 3 fights in sparring with Klitschko, and I said, that guy's heir apparent. I don't think it's been as effective at heavyweight as it was at cruiserweight, but now the heavyweights have got somebody that can fight, that can box, that knows the boxing game. Now, if you're a big unit like AJ or Tyson Fury, and you've got Usyk coming in, you've got to manhandle him. You've got to rough him up. You've got to make him feel like he's a little boy. You've got to put it on him. And AJ's got to go in there, and AJ's got to bring back the same attitude he had when he boxed Dylan White. He was raw, he was rugged, he was rough, he was unpredictable. Now he's become too refined. He's doing things correct. And I understand he now knows the basic things about this, how you do it. I've learned now. He's got to be that ruggedness. He's got to bring that ruggedness in. And even look at Tyson Fury when he fights. And Tyson Fury, there's no secret that I've never given the full backing because I think, and he uses the phrase, you're a shit house. Shit house means you're full of shit. You know what we're talking about. So when he's talked and he's blagging, his delivery makes you think, nah, he's full of shit in my head. But he's proved everything that he said. He backs up. So now you've got to look at him as the best fighter in the world because he's backed up everything he said. Like it or not, his delivery might not be palatable, but he's backed up everything he said. So no matter what, he's done it. And when he says, I'm a fighting man, he can box, he can scrap, he can maul, he can fight dirty, he can lean on it. He's an all-round fighter.
He can take a punch.
He can take a shot. That's what I'm saying. He's an all-round fighter. And so you've got to be prepared to push it to the wire, box incorrectly, punch a man in the balls on the blind side of the referee. When he looks at the referee complain, bam, get him. You know, Tyson Fury's capable of doing that. We've seen him hit a man with a forearm before. We've seen him push the rules to the limit. This is fighting. This isn't tiddlywinks. So I say, you know what? I got to give you props. AJ is trying to play well and truly within the rules. He needs to throw the rule book out the window. And in my book, what AJ needs to do, he needs to get Usyk complaining and uncomfortable to the referee. You look at the fight when they both boxed each other. You look at Usyk's face the last time. It looked like he'd been hit by a truck. By a kid that had done nothing as much as he done. Usyk had won the Olympic Games and got gold the Olympics before AJ and the same Olympics. So Usyk's talent is miles in the ocean compared to AJ. But what AJ did to him there, Usyk was just on it. AJ made a massive mistake. AJ slipped up. AJ's got to go back, lick his wounds, think, right, you know what? I'm throwing the kitchen sink at you. This is how it's going to go. And I think it's a strong possibility he can turn it around. No, I'm not going to say 1,000%. But I'm not going to say it's impossible. What I'm saying is AJ can pull this off. Then all of a sudden, AJ is no longer the favourite son. It's now Tyson Fury. AJ's got to get himself into a position when those two fight again because Tyson Fury has now established himself as the number one fighter in the world.
I mean, that would be, I think, for me, the one saving. So, like I said, never count out AJ. And to be fair, the loss to Usyk was probably the best he's ever looked in the ring, right? He really did look quite special. And he was looking so special in spots where you could feel that maybe the home judges might be on the naughtier side that night. But should he absolutely annihilate Usyk? Do you not think that there would be the very fickle fans and the press would just say, well, you don't think so? No, you just think immediately we roll on to Fury for undisputed?
I think Usyk will get the sympathy of the world because of what's happening in Ukraine at the moment. But please don't fool yourself and think he's training in some half blown up building in the middle of the Ukraine. You know, he's preparing just like Anthony Joshua is. And he's a very patriotic individual. I've seen him in his dressing room. He's a proper countryman, and so this will mean a hell of a lot to him. So he's fighting for a lot more than just defending his belt. So this is why he's got more to fight for. This might even be a harder fight for Anthony Joshua. So if Anthony Joshua goes in there and turns him over, right, you've got to give him credit because you're fighting a man with purpose. You're fighting a man that's fighting for a completely different reason than you and I fight. You're fighting a man that can actually fight, and he's got a country and the world well and truly behind him. So that's why this fight will be harder. I think then after that, if AJ beats him, then AJ, like it or not, he's got to say, you know, I'm the B side because he's got to now prove he can beat Tyson and Fury because Tyson Fury has proved everything else. You can't not knock it. You can't not back him because Tyson Fury has done everything asked of him. He's not lost. He's gone out there and beat whoever you put in front of him, regardless of what talent, what you'd put him in regards to rankings of the best heavyweights. I wouldn't put him there as the best heavyweights because you'd look at it of all time. I mean, because you look at the talent around him, the people he's fought around him. Then you look at the talent around Lennox Lewis when he was world champion, Mike Tyson when he was world champion, Joe Louis, Jack Johnson. So the talent, the opposition was a lot tougher. But so it's not really fair to compare and compare. Currently, Tyson Fury has proved that he's the best fighter in the world.
Yeah.
And that's all he's had to do. Has he retired? Will he never box again? Do me a favour.
Nah.
Nobody believes. Not even his wife believes that.
Yeah. When you said he's done exactly what he said, I was genuinely surprised with the third Deontay Wilder fight when he said, I'm going to go straight at him and I'm going to knock him out. And I was like, oh, he's trying to get under his skin and all that.
Yeah.
And when he did it, he was just like, yeah, I've been telling everybody. I was like, there was no way I thought that was going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And what probably gets people's back up, if you're not a Tyson Fury fan, is his delivery.
Yeah.
And you think, bastard. You know what I mean? You know, shit, he's done it again. You know, you got to put your hands up to it and say, you know what? You've done it again, man. I don't like how you tell him, but you've done it again. So give respect where respect is due.